press briefing by the PDP Ebonyi State Caucus of the National Assembly on the deteriorating security situation in Ebonyi State today, the 18th day of May 2021. We, the undersigned, who are serving members of the National Assembly, wish to draw the attention of the relevant security agencies in the country to the deteriorating security situation in Ebonyi State, occasioned by the indiscriminate arming of known cultists and agents of the Ebonyi State government. 1. As lawmakers and responsible citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we are alarmed and concerned by the senseless killing of security personnel in the lawful discharge of their duties. This situation has been further compounded in Ebonyi State by the wide-scale distribution of pump-action and AK-47 rifles and ammunition to young men throughout the 13 local government areas of Ebonyi State by the state government under the guise of vigilantes stroke Ebube-agu. As it stands today in Ebonyi State, it is impossible to draw a line between the criminal activities of agents of the state government and that of other groups. Today, Ebonyi State is awash with weapons supplied and distributed by the state government to persons who are undocumented nor trained in weapons handling ostensibly for use against perceived political opponents. 2. It is important to state here that Governor Umahi's resort to arming thugs and cultists across Ebonyi State is his response to the refusal of major political stakeholders in the state who rejected and refused to decamp with him from the PDP to the APC. For this reason, Governor Umahi has decided to procure and distribute arms and ammunition to thugs, cultists, and some of his appointees under the guise of vigilante stroke Ebube-agu to intimidate and stifle the People's Democratic Party in Ebonyi State. It is for this reason that Ebonyi State has become the first and only state in the southeast to inaugurate and arm the so-called Ebube-agu. 3. As law-abiding citizens, we have written to the Inspector General of Police and heads of relevant security agencies on the deteriorating security situation in Ebonyi State. In those petitions, we have documented violent attacks, attempted murder, and murder of Ebonyi citizens by agents of the state government in the most recent past. The latest of these heinous crimes is the attempted murder of one barrister Amos Obonnaya, a former coordinator of the Development Center in Ebonyi State. The said Amos, on the 4th of May 2021, had appeared on the AIT Live program, Jigsaw, and spoke on the corruption and poor governance activities of the Ebonyi State government. On the 13th of May 2021, Barrister Amos was kidnapped in his village, Okposi, by a gang led by the personal assistant to the governor named Chinonso Obasi, aka Consider, in broad daylight, and operating a state government-owned white Hilux vehicle. By sheer act of providence, Barrister Amos was not buried in a shallow grave which had already been dug, but remains incapacitated and at risk of losing both of his legs in a private hospital at Enugu. 4. Only last week, Governor Mahi gathered what he termed town hall security meeting at the state capital, Abakaliki. However, in those meetings, the governor merely used the platform to issue threats and incite violence and public hatred against PDP members of the National Assembly and other perceived political opponents. 5. We shall end this press briefing by inviting the heads of the relevant security agencies to note as follows. 1. That the governor of Ebonyi State, Chief David Umahi, is misusing the Ebube-agu security outfit to proliferate arms in Ebonyi State. The world needs to know that his target is not criminals but political opponents. 2. The Ebonyi State government has distributed dozens of guns, pump action and AK-47 and ammunition across the state to individuals who are accountable to him. We have pictorial evidence of development center coordinators and his other staff clutching guns and other dangerous weapons. We also have audio evidence of the governor's younger brother, Mr. Austin Umahi, addressing agents of the state government on how to deploy their weapons on perceived political opponents. That Mr. Garba Aliyu, who is the Commissioner of Police in Ebonyi State, is pliable in the hand of the governor and hereby leaves law-abiding citizens at the mercy of gun-tottling vigilantes stroke Ebube-agu. 4. That every effort must be made by the relevant security agencies to recover and mop up the arms and ammunition in Ebonyi State, which Governor Dave Umahi has distributed to individuals who were neither trained nor documented as to keep record of those in possession of these firearms in Ebonyi State. And 5. That the Inspector General of Police should note that Governor Umahi should be held directly responsible should any harm befall any member of the National Assembly. Signed, Sam Egu, Senator Obinoba, Senator Mike Amanachi, Right Honorable Sylvester Obaga, Right Honorable Igariwe Iduma Enwo, Right Honorable Chukuma Mwazonko, Right Honorable Anayo Nwono, and Honorable Linus Makwe. Livinus Makwe.